Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. And now, here is your host, Michael J. Maher.
Hey everyone, this is Michael J. Maher with Referrals Podcast. Welcome to another great episode of Referrals Podcast. I have to tell you, thank you everyone for referring Referrals Podcast. Little did I know that when we started this, that we would literally have the name be part of the strategy of how the word of mouth is spread on this podcast. Top 12 in the world right now in marketing. Very excited about that. All word of mouth, all referral. Thank you, listeners and viewers, for spreading the word. And I have to give a special shout out to Nancy Lamascus out of Glendale, Arizona, which is a suburb of Phoenix. She said, thank you for putting on the best podcast I've ever heard. Wow, that's saying something. When I thought about, I give an emphatic yes, when I think about this podcast. And anytime somebody wants a podcast, I always recommend referralspodcast.com. I have to tell you, I loved everything about it. I listened to every episode religiously. Nancy, thank you so much. I will tell you that this one will add to the religion. This will add to the spirituality of what you're talking about. Today, we have Micah and Sean Abbananto, or Abbananto, if you really want to pronounce it either way. They've told me that I can go either way. But I have to tell you, today I'm very excited about this because we're going to go really specific about one piece of this. Whether you're a consumer who needs to sell your home, or more likely you are a business owner who knows a realtor, or a big segment of our listeners and viewers are realtors. We are going to blow you away today with a brand new digital product that is coming out and has been proven to sell homes faster. I want to welcome Sean and Micah Abbananto to Referrals Podcast. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be here.
Well, my pleasure. And so I have to tell you, so Micah, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions right off the bat.
Okay.
And then I'll move on to Sean with some of this. And Sean, feel free to jump in anytime you want. But Micah, real quick, how did you get started as a master occupied strategist? And what the heck is a master occupied strategist or strategist, for those who pronounce it two different ways? But so tell me, so how did you get started in that? And what, tell us how that gets started, right?
Sure.
How you got started.
Well, the joke is I was born to be a stager because when I was a little girl, I rearranged my room over and over again. So if you came to my house to play, we weren't playing with dolls or toys or, drawing or anything. I wanted to see how I could rearrange my room and somehow make it better than it was before. So my poor best friend Cheryl endured that over and over again when we were little. As I got older, I actually experienced an F5 tornado in Moore, Oklahoma, and that was kind of a catalyst for me to change the direction of my life. And when that tornado hit, it also changes just who you are and your perspective on life. I ended up leaving the man I was married to and became a single mom. And so I had been a stay-at-home mom for over 15 years and did not know what I was going to do. And when you go through that self-discovery, you think back, who am I? What am I supposed to do? And of course, the memories of those childlike moments came to life. And so I started a staging business.
So what's funny is sometimes people ask, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And if you would have answered at the time, you wouldn't have said a stager. But the truth is that's what you were doing. You were staging your room, and it reminds me of my son, Max. We always getting your kid to actually put away stuff is sometimes difficult. But right. we would play the put it away game, and I related it to basketball. So it was like we would actually have a box or whatever it is to put it away, and we would practice shooting in it. Well, now he's a really good shooter in basketball, and I think the put it away game had something to do with it. However, he doesn't put anything away. So obviously I need to work on my my parenting skills. But I love that. So and then so you've been staging for quite some time. And what kind of led this into the next level?
Well,
what is the next level, right?
The next level was, here I had all this mass amount of furniture, probably 12 sets, rotating them all, basically realized that a stager is a glorified mover. That's really all we are. And I loved working with people. So I wanted to specialize doing more occupied staging home consultations. And they were blowing up to the point that I couldn't get them in my calendar. And so I brought along my, at the time, business coach, Sean, and he said, in every business, process and systems have to be, at the forefront so you can get as much accomplished as you can. So we went on these staging consultations together, and we both kind of had this epiphany of, I'm saying almost the same thing
every time,
every single house, no matter the size and no matter the value, which was a huge light bulb moment for both of us, because then I was copying, pasting almost the exact same home consultation list to every single realtor or homeowner I worked with. Now, what is great about that is the reason that I was able to do that is because I view houses a little bit different.
So what is the difference, right? What is the difference? How do you see a house different than other stagers? Well,
a lot of stagers focus on the aesthetics of a space. If it's pretty, right? And if the furniture is current, if the wall colors are what everybody wants today, if it looks like Instagram or Pinterest. And I didn't look at houses that way. I went in and basically it was, how does this house make me feel? Is it balanced? Is it symmetrical? Are things hung and positioned where they need to be so that when you experience the space, nothing feels off, right?
Mm-hmm. And so is this feng shui? I mean, are you incorporating feng shui or feng shui type of characteristics to this or not?
I would say no.
Okay.
But I would say that there are maybe some certain fundamentals that are similar because everything is numerical.
Yeah, I love that. And so there is something out there that many people don't know about. It's called felt sense. The people who really first kind of capitalized on felt sense were Starbucks. They made their coffee shops felt sense right, which basically you go in, you feel right when you go into and it's not like the smell of coffee or that you're about to get coffee or that. Now I will tell you the smell of coffee is part of it.
Yeah.
But they have an entire model for felt sense of why something feels the way it does. And so I love that. And you said occupied strategist or strategist.
Yes.
is because you went from, did you go from staging unoccupied homes like for builders and things like that to
Correct.
Now it's like, all right, they already have their own furniture. We can't take it out and put mine in. We got to work with what they have. Yes. And is that what you did?
Well, it looks like she may have froze up. There's that pretty picture there. So let me jump in. I was going to jump in anyway.
Yeah.
On. I want to back up a little bit because this is a referrals podcast, and I want to really touch base on a couple of things. When she started off as a single mom staging, she didn't have the resources to purchase sets of furniture. Mm-hmm. So she literally used her own. So there were times, like there's a picture she uses when she goes out and speaks. She has a pretty killer keynote where she's brought in her patio furniture, and that's the living room furniture that she used with her kids. Mm-hmm. Now, it's great because she has pillows and stuff on it, and she actually staged it. So what I want people to really hear and understand today is that it's really about customer experience. Yeah. So the way that she approached this, the way that the customer experience for realtors and home sellers were working with her, she quickly exploded. That's where the resources came to buy the 12 sets of furniture and to start this process. Now, when she went into the occupied staging and really started to focus on the consultations, it was going so well that what intrigued me, who I've been a business coach for about 20 years now, what intrigued me to go take a look at this, Michael, was that, as you know, agents, when they get a listing, they want that thing listed as soon as possible, right? Mm-hmm. They want the seller happy. They want the house listed. Well, agents were waiting 3 to 4 weeks to list a house because Micah couldn't get to it to consult on it until that time because there was such a waiting list. There was such a backup.
it wasn't leverageable and scalable, right? And that you're a business coach.
Exactly.
So what do? You help people leverage and scale.
Well, and we just knew that she had discovered something that nobody else was doing. So that's exactly what we did with this, because we wanted people to get it listed as quick as possible and to create that customer experience that agents could now give that was going to increase referrals on the back end. And that's exactly what we've seen happen.
Yeah, she became so referable and this is such a great line of conversation, because she became so referable that she had to come up with some way to leverage and scale, you know,
Exactly.
and, you know, you've probably heard podcasts in the past where we talk about events. You know, events are a way to touch a lot of people in a short period of time. It's leverageable and scalable for the referral business. And in this case, it was like we had to create something to replicate what Micah was doing and the solution she was providing. So what was the solution to that, Sean? And then I'm going to get into the customer experience thing in a second, but this, by the way, this was not rehearsed for those of you listening to this, but I'm genuinely curious, because this really goes to the bigger problem that I think everybody that's listening and watching this is how to leverage and scale and systems, you know?
Yeah, sure.
So what was the solution to this?
Big time. I'm a big time systems guy. I mean, everything from how you put your contacts in your phone to large scale stuff. So with this, I said, look, I have a production background. I believe this can be a digital product that can literally be launched worldwide. So what we did was she had designed a Street of Dreams home here in Oklahoma for a contest. It was a beautiful home. We got access to that. So we went in and we spent a tremendous amount of time in pre-production, because with people watching HDTV the way they do and all that, there's a certain level of production value they expect to see, right, when they're watching video.
Right.
So we went for it. And so we spent a lot of money and time in pre-production. We went and filmed her basically doing a home consultation through all of the major areas of a house that, you know, people want to see when they're thinking about buying a home. And so we put that into 8 videos that are a little less than 30 minutes long, and we put all of this online. Now, she also created 15 graphics, how to, you know, do this, don't do this, how to bring balance and symmetry to various areas of a home. And these graphics go along with the videos. But we went, you know what? We want to make it so super simple for people that they don't even have to think about it, right?
Yeah, right.
So we created 6 master lists with little checkable boxes. So as they go through the system, they can literally check off, I did this, I did this, I did this. Because we really wanted, you know, let's say that you got 3 teenagers like Mike and I do. We could say, hey, you 3 watch these videos, you 3 do what it says, and we're going to get this house ready for pictures. Right. So that was the concept behind it. And we launched it, and since that time have added, you know, valuable marketing resources for agents and some things like that. But it's really simple, easy to follow, room by room, step by step for sellers, and they are absolutely loving it.
And it's called Get Your House Market Ready.
Yeah, we really wanted to get with a very difficult title to remember, right?
GetYourHouseMarketReady.com. I love it's so easy, right?
I believe it was available.
Yeah.
Could
yeah.
you?
Yeah, I love it. I would check GYMR.com, right? I bet that one's gone. But I'm sorry, GYHMR. Yeah. That one might be available. Get Your House Market Ready. So it's and I love that it's online, but I'm going to bring, I mean, you have delivered, like, maybe unexpectedly, like 5 or 6 real solid nuggets that I want everybody who is listening to this to understand. I mean, first and foremost, system. You know, you got to have a system, and system is saving you stress, time, energy, and money. That's what the acronym system is for. Saving you stress, time, energy, and money. And it helps you leverage and scale. It's so easy in this case that a teenager could do it, you know? So, I mean, you look at McDonald's, what's the power of McDonald's? The power of McDonald's is it's a multi-million-dollar business run by pimple-faced teenagers. How can they do that? Systems and checklists, which is exactly what Get Your House Market Ready has as well with Micah and Sean. The other thing too is the power of an initial consultation. You know, I have to tell you, I'm on this high horse right now. Is like everybody, I truly believe the biggest opportunity in real estate, nevertheless, the others, is an initial consultation. If you're a financial planner, you need to have an initial consultation. If you're an insurance agent, you need to have an initial consultation. If you're a stager, you're going to have an initial consultation. Everybody should. And then always be thinking in the back of your mind, how would I give the same one to 100 people? Or how would I have those people do what I do 100 times over? So I love that. And then the other part of it too is that the other thing is felt sense, right? That there is a sense. I would encourage everyone. There's people who home office on this. There's people who have retail centers. There's people who have buildings. There's people who are brokers who have offices. What does your office feel like? Mm-hmm. And I mean everything from the home office to the biggest business office. Walk in someday and just get a feel, or have somebody come in and ask them, how do you feel right now? And does it feel chaotic? Does it feel stressed? Does it feel overly busy? Or, I mean, I wrote my entire book in hotel rooms. Why is that? Because when I go in, everything had its place. I knew where everything was. Everything else was clean so that I could take the clutter that was in here and organize it on paper. So, I mean, boom, 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 boom.
I break it down in 3 ways to help people with that. So you want to bring balance in 3 major ways. In contrast of light to dark, the big items, making sure they're proportionate and placed correctly in the space, and then all of the smaller items. We have to remove the amount of smaller items that we keep, even in our surroundings. I even believe when we live in homes, but I have a golden rule. It's either 1 or 3 items. You keep things simple. I think we've overcomplicated getting a house ready for the market. And I think sometimes we don't think through, when we are even decorating our homes, how much stuff can really make our souls feel cluttered. And so if you break it down those 3 ways, it'll help you focus a little bit to know when you walk into a space, okay, contrast to light to dark, making sure the big items are placed appropriately, and then all the smaller items, that there's not too much.
I freaking love that. I don't use the word freaking very often on this podcast, but the fact that you broke it down into three easy things that any seller or any realtor could remember is genius. Sean, why is it important for agents to know how buyers think and feel about a house? Why is it important for them to really, I mean, how do we get into the mind of the buyer on this?
Well, I think, one of the things I want to touch on, a couple of things. One is you talked about system and the ability to create consistency in your process. One of the things that we were able to do with this was do exactly that. We started asking the question when we were at NAR in San Francisco last November, where we truly launched this. We asked them, how many of you have a listing process? Only about 10% said that they had one. Then we asked realtors just the other day, and Micah was doing a keynote. She said, how many of you do your own consultations? And the majority of them raised their hands. Our favorite story about this is a gal that's been in the industry 28 years, and she spent on average, Michael, 10 hours per listing getting it ready with the back and forth with the seller. We made this so simple that all you have to do as an agent is send one email that has the link for a seller to log in to their free gift. We even wrote the email. All they have to do is copy and paste it to the seller. So I
have a referral for you, by the way. I have a referral for you. I don't always do that on this, but I literally have someone I want to put you in contact with that is a realtor who does over 100 transactions a year. And this is so right up his alley. It's going to be awesome.
He's going to love it because the ability to attract sellers, leverage yourself in a listing presentation to be able to say, look, I'm going to give you a free gift that's going to show you how to get your house market ready by the best market ready expert just for listing with me. Boom. Now you've set yourself apart. But let's talk about feel sense. Let's talk about why agents need to understand what a buyer thinks and feels when they walk into a house.
Yeah.
95% of our buying decisions are made with the subconscious.
Working by referral is not some fairy tale world. It's real. I've seen it. And you can too. Invest in yourself by learning how to run your business by referral at Michael's upcoming live event, It will be a day filled with hands-on, how-to, low to no-cost strategies that you can implement in your business right away. Learn how to run a business by referral that not only feeds your family, but feeds your soul. Go to www.gengenevents.com today. That's www.gengenevents.com.
So every agent has experienced a situation where a buyer went into a home, got all excited about the house based upon decor, right? They were like, oh my God, little Tommy will be here, little Susie will be there. Honey, can't you see it? And then they left the house and the subconscious started to work on them going, you know, something didn't quite feel right.
That's right.
And they decided to move on. So our brains are wired, created to respond to balance and symmetry. Mm-hmm. So this system very simply creates balance and symmetry. It's not about what it looks like. Micah says this all the time, and I think it's brilliant. She goes, I don't care what the couch looks like. I care where it's placed in the room.
That's right.
Because that's what's going to impact and trigger the subconscious mind of a buyer and have them go, you know what? This feels right. I could see us living here. That's what's happening. That's why it's different. Really fast, she was being brought in on troubled properties initially, properties that had been staged by other people that just weren't selling. And she would go in and bring balance to these properties. And Michael, it was mind-blowing. 14 months, one set, it sold in 3 weeks. 7 months, 7 days. 4 months, 24 hours. That's why agents started to freak out. That's why that waiting list started to get created. There's such a science involved because of the subconscious mind and how we respond to balance and symmetry. That's why this works so well, and that's what agents really need to understand.
Well, I have to dive into that because, I mean, you know, what this is not, but it could have been, is this, I mean, and this is the difference, right? Is there really is an art and science to staging. There really is, right? Well, here's the thing is here's the thing. We could just hire Micah, right? And she goes in, does what she does, and it's behind a veil what her brilliance and genius is. You know, we never get a chance to really, but what you've done with Get Your House Market Ready is you bottled her genius. You've taken anybody can be Micah at this point when it comes to staging.
Teachable. It's teachable. Absolutely.
Right? It's teachable, learnable, and executionable, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's people are always like, oh, how did you get 100? I mean, you did 187 transactions your third year in real estate. We've never heard anybody doing more than 20 or 30. And I did that. And then did that over 500 referrals of documented referrals every year. And I guess nobody ever done that. And they were like, how the heck do you do that? And it's one of those where it's like, well, you know, I could try to explain it, or they could just be me or refer me or whatever it may be. But then it's 7L, right? 7L is bottling, I don't want to call it genius, but the simplicity of the 7L system, you know? And that's the beauty of what you've done with Get Your House Market Ready is that, you know what? This is 99% of the art and science of staging in one place. You know, you bottled the genius, so to speak. That's what, I mean, this would be a really frustrating podcast for people if we kept hearing how great Micah was.
Right.
Right. And she is great. You're great too. The thing is though, it would be frustrating because they would go, I'm not Micah. I don't look like Micah. I don't have her genius. I don't have her background. I don't even want to organize my own house, let alone somebody else's. Right. So it's one of those where you don't have to. You know what? You can get Micah digitally through Get Your House Market Ready. And I love that. You bottled the science. And honestly, the two of you together made that happen, right? She's the art, you're the science, and then the bottle is Get Your House Market Ready. So
correct.
People need to learn that.
It's been pretty awesome. And we literally tried to think of everything to help agents. You know, real quick, the heart behind this, Michael, is we were talking to a broker friend of ours, and he was educating us a little bit on the industry as a whole because I had never been around it. I had coached a few agents, but nothing really. And when we heard that 87% of agents transition out every 2 years because they can't make it, it broke our hearts. We had consultants telling us this thing adds so much value and has the ability to grow people's business multiplication wise. They said, you've got to charge a ton for this. And we said, we're not going to do that. Let's make this available for everyone. Let's create something that 87% can grab a hold of, that they can market themselves, have leverage in listing presentations, create a tremendous customer experience, and hello, somebody, get referrals from that. Because we all know that listings and referrals drive this business. So that's what we did. We made something that was extremely helpful, extremely simple, and extremely affordable. And we're so excited to have it out there. I mean, and people are getting it. We just in, 3 months now, 4 months now, we're in 25 states and 3 countries. Thing is taken off like wildfire. And we just love helping people do what they want to do, live that dream, get that quality of life they wanted. And you know what? That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I love that. Start with why, right? That's the why. And you're doing it, right? You're kicking butt with this. And the agents who are investing in Get Your House Market Ready are becoming more referable because they have a tool, right? We can have a people, system, tool, or technology that differentiates us, right? For me, it was housewarming parties. That was the thing. People bragged about me all the time on, you know what, that's the realtor who threw the housewarming party. Yep. But it can be anything. It can be a tool. It can be a technology. It can be a person that you have. It can be a system that you have. And in this case, you can instantly become more referable as a realtor if you've got this tool to access and this technology. And the thing is, it's not just a differentiator. It's a differentiator for your clients. And it's not just a differentiator for you. It's something that's going to help their homes sell faster. And it's automated. It's there all the time. It's 24/7. You don't have to, you're not signing up for Micah coaching. You know, you're getting 24/7, 366 access to the best staging model out there. And I love how you've done that, right? I mean, is getyourhousemarketready.com the place for them to go to sign up for a demo? I would say that's like my next step. If I'm going to refer this guy to you, I want to know, okay, how do I refer him to you?
Sure. We've made it, like I said, super simple. They just go to the website, getyourhousemarketready.com. There's more information there. We break down everything that comes in the system. There's a video there that shows them an inside behind the curtain look. They'll see that it truly is HD TV quality. We spent, as I said before, a lot of money, a lot of time, even in post-production, like in the living room, when we show before and afters of every room and we do a market ready recap. We have post-production things like arrows pointing at things that were removed and things popping off the shelf as we show and teach these very simple things and principles that she's come up with. So they can find it all right there, and then it'll lead them to where they need to go.
I love it. I love it. That's brilliant. I love it. And what we're seeing in the marketplace is that it's on fire right now. But here's the thing, it's coming. It's coming. And I will tell you, even when the market's on fire, you're going to sell houses for more if it's staged. You know, a lot of people know that back in the day, my big thing was I had the Certified Wise Home program, and we called our listing process the smooth selling system, SELLING, smooth selling. And we likened it to sailboats, and we had sailboats on everything, and it was smooth selling. But the Certified Wise Home program was, the home is pre-warranted, so it already has a warranty. It's pre-inspected, so the buyer doesn't have to worry about the what's wrong with it question.
That's cool.
And then the E was it's evaluated. So it was evaluated by me. It was evaluated by a professional appraiser. And the S in Wise was staged. Every home was staged, right? And I will tell you that you get a reputation from your staged homes. Like, people will walk in, a buyer, like the home, figure out who's selling it, and then they'll say, I want this person to stage mine because this home looks good, so good.
Correct.
So it's very referable, and it gets homes sold faster. You can do it quickly because it's automated and systematized. It's so easy a teenager could do it, which is amazing.
One other thing on feedback we've gotten from agents is, you know, it's very frustrating for agents to know that staged homes sell 79% faster and for 6 to 25% money. There's a lot of beginning and intermediate agents that know that.
Yeah.
They don't have the resources. They don't have the money to spend on consultations that are anywhere between $250 to $600 an hour nationwide. I mean, seriously, they don't have the money. We had a gal, broker up in Kansas, that got into this, and she, the first thing out of her mouth is, this is going to save me hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on consultations and occupied staging every single year. Are you freaking, I used it for you, Michael, kidding me? So that's the beauty of it. It levels the playing field a little bit for agents, no matter where you're at in terms of your career.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So the place people need to go is getyourhousemarketready.com. They need to go. They need to sign up for a demo. They need to watch the videos. And for just listening to today's podcast, you can get the top 10 staging secrets from Micah and Sean. And you can get that at referralspodcast.com, which will also have a link to their website. And I think the one thing that I want to really say here is that, you know, somebody might look at this and go, holy cow, how much did Sean and Micah pay Michael for this 30-minute advertisement? And I want you to know that, A, this was not an advertisement. There's a lot of nuggets in here. But B, is I want you to look at more of the why. Why am I so energized by this product? Why is the marketplace so energized by this product? You know, why are they so passionate about selling it and having so much success? Why is this product so referable? And it's referable because it's different. It fits a niche. It's simple. It's been done easily, but it's been done professionally. And it kind of cures some of the ills that it's a problem. Most realtors are not staging experts, nor should they be. And realtors should sell houses. They should delegate everything they can. And this is one of those things that you can delegate easily and inexpensively and get the result that you're looking for. But on the other side, we have to look at it from the aspect of your business, which is getyourhousemarketready.com, is that the business of this sprang about because there wasn't anybody doing a digital stager. For the most part, there is floor plan online for some of you that you know, which will do the floor plan and do pictures of the room by room, which was is a great product, and we've endorsed that before. But it's one of those where it is that there's felt sense. Do you have felt sense in your office? Do you have felt sense? That's a lesson that we all need. She gave the three tips on making sure that any home is staged correctly. And quite honestly, our home should be staged all the time. You know, why does it get messy? You know, and then if it's messy, you need a place for everything. And I will tell you, your life will be better. Your home will be cleaner. You'll be healthier, which is a big deal right now. It's always a big deal, but it's an even bigger deal now. And guess what? You'll feel better because things are orderly. You know, the big is organized. The small is gone. Quit getting something. Quit buying all the stuff that you don't need, you know, and there's balance and symmetry in everything you're doing. So I will tell you there's so many nuggets to parse out of this that I hope people will take it to heart, that there's things that they can apply here, even if they're not a realtor. And if they are a realtor, they need to check this out. That's my 2 cents on this.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
They're you know, and the cool thing is, you know, every seller's unpredictable, right? Every realtor dreads the conversations about pets and kids' toys and all that. And we literally deal with all of that in this system. We even send 3 motivational emails out to the seller just to make sure that they're motivating getting this done. So like you said before, it's really all about customer experience, really de-stressing the situation, making it more simple for everyone, and just helping agents grow their business through taking things to the next level and getting those referrals. So we're super excited to share about it.
Can I share one more thing before
Absolutely. Final words of wisdom from Micah Abbananto, the genius behind Get Your House Market Ready.
Yes.
So there is one word in the industry that I absolutely hate and despise, and it needs to be removed from all of our vocabulary.
Wow. Let's just leave it at that. You've got to download the download to find out what word does Micah hate the worst. It's not as is. It's not clear to close. I guarantee that. But all right. So what is the one word that you despise the most?
And it's used the most often as well, and it's declutter.
Declutter. Nice. So why do you hate declutter?
Well, so often, people will say, I know I need to declutter. I just don't know what to declutter.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, you're calling these people's things clutter.
Yeah.
And it really gives just no basis for what they're supposed to do. And so to motivate your sellers to get things out that need to be out, I always use the word simplify.
You mean untreasure? We need to untreasure your home. Right? We need to
be motivated. Yeah. So I tell them to pre-pack.
There you go.
Yeah, because if they're going to pre-pack, then it implies how much stuff needs to go. And it's actually organized, put in the garage. It's not shoved under the bed or in a closet, right? And you're getting them in the mindset that the house is going to sell.
That's right.
How empowering and motivating is that? So remove the word declutter, replace it with pre-pack.
Beautiful. Love that. And the power of words. Like on Referrals Podcast, we've always said, take the word flyer and brochure out of your language forever. From now on, whatever you put out is an invitation. It's an invitation to come closer to you. It's an invitation to a one-on-one. It's an invitation to a private showing. It's an invitation to a demo, whatever it may be. Change your flyers and brochures, throw them away, and just call them invitations. I love pre-pack versus decluttering as a term that we all need to use. So last but not least, Sean and Micah, I just want to say thank you so much for being a guest on Referrals Podcast. And thanks for this product. I truly believe it's going to be a huge hit and a huge success. It really solves a big problem for the industry. Thank you.
Well, Michael, thanks for having us. I mean, your podcast is rocking. Come on now, number 12. That's awesome. And we love what you do, so we definitely want to be a part of it.
Awesome. Thank you. So viewers, listeners, everybody in between, I will tell you, listen, the first thing you need to do is subscribe to Referrals Podcast if you're new. The second thing that you need to do is share this one with any realtor you know. If you're in an office, share it with your colleagues. If you are a dentist in the United Kingdom, share it with the realtor that you know. If you are anyone anywhere, you should probably get this in the hands of a real estate agent. But don't just make the share your action item. Take an action item, whether it's an initial consultation that you create, it's a felt sense, really a overview of your office space or places around you, or even your home. Or if it is really taking systems and checklists and embracing those for your business, whatever it may be. Thank you so much for being on Referrals Podcast. We will see you next time on Referrals Podcast. Thank you, everybody.